Supposedly, according to about 40 people, there's been someone going around saying that they are on behalf of the Libertarian Party or on behalf of me, Michael Harris, and saying that we're looking for signatures to get onto the ballot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest on with Northern Perspective today. This is Michael Harris from the Libertarian Party of Canada, and he's joining us to talk about a nonpartisan issue that we've been reporting on over the last couple of weeks, the longest ballot. Michael, thanks for joining Northern Perspective.
Thank you for inviting me, honestly, man.
So you are literally on the ground in Battle River Crowfoot. You're running against Bonnie Critchley, Pierre Poilievre, and the other candidates in there.
Yeah, we're trying to be a good third-party candidate here for this ballot, at least.
100%, and that's the benefit of the way our democracy and elections are supposed to run. Is it's good to have different voices, different perspectives. That makes our democracy stronger. Yeah. So, what was your reaction when you started to see candidates roll in from the longest ballot?
Well, this was actually causing some problems for our team even before the candidates started rolling in. The first thing that we noticed was back in early June and April when we were originally trying to get signatures to get on the ballot in the first place. Their attempt to get onto the ballot in the first place has created a lot of stigma, I would say, around this by-election, where a lot of people feel like if you're not part of the main parties, if you're not Bonnie or you're not Liberal, you're not Pierre Poilievre, that you are associated with these people, which we are not. And that was a big problem with getting signatures. I know this was a big problem for a lot of my competitors. The People's Party's having some problems with that just because of the same issues. So that was already right off the get-go was the first issue that we discovered. I probably have number two was some of these guys, some of these longest ballot committee people have reached out to me directly after I made a little bit of a statement on them. Mostly just spamming my DMs. I don't mind personally if they come and message me, even if it's in a more hateful tone. I don't mind. I support freedom of speech. But as you can see, that's kind of the respectful attitude that I'm dealing with here. If they're not coming and talking to me, in a respectful manner, and if they're talking to me and, as like an aggressor or, as an enemy, then I'm going to treat it as such, that they probably don't like me too much.
So what were they basically saying? Because we've received some messages from them as well. I imagine, as you say, it wasn't in the most respectful tone, but what was the general message they were trying to convey?
It was just that if I don't support them or that my message is against them, then I'm against democracy. That was the biggest thing that I was told, that if I'm not with them, I'm against democracy. And I got some caveats with it. Like, I support anybody that wants to put their name forward and get themselves onto the ballot, obviously. But my problem is I know some of these people. I recognize some of the names on this ballot. Some of these people are working with a rhinoceros party. Like, this is a complete joke for some of these people. They're not taking this seriously. They're not actually using the proper means to push forward policies. Like me, I know I'm probably not going to win this election, but some big things with my election is I want to push the policy of supply management forward, as an example. But these people, they're pushing, jokes forward. Like, there was a guy wanting my riding to become the Battle Raptor Crowfoot or something. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Mostly it was just that I'm a threat to democracy because I'm against them.
And how we kind of got acquainted was you actually commented on our video earlier today, and you mentioned that you've been hearing some things from your team. Now, for the viewers, understand that this is, kind of secondhand information, so we have to treat it as such. But let our viewers know and let me know, what were you hearing from your team?
So, like I said, like you were saying, this is hearsay, so I don't have anything directly that I have seen. But I've heard quite a bit, both me and my team have heard quite a bit from the people in the south of the riding, predominantly Linden, Acme, and Drumheller, where I am based here, of a little bit of impersonation, to say the least. Supposedly, according to about 40 people, there's been someone going around saying that they are on behalf of the Libertarian Party, or on behalf of me, Michael Harris, and saying that we're looking for signatures to get onto the ballot. And this has been quite a big problem because, well, I know who's on my team, I know where we're going, and I know when that's happening. The fact is, someone, that's whoever this is, went to Acme before I did and started advertising on behalf of our party. And this is a big issue when I've already been on the ballot since June 30th. So the problem is it hasn't been my team. It hasn't been me. And it certainly hasn't been my party. So it's a big issue to us if, well, I'm hearing this from now, 3 different towns that are now saying this, where we don't know where this is coming from. But apparently, according to some of the people that we've been talking to, they have either addressed themselves as being part of the longest ballot committee, or they personally believe that they are because, well, they're not associated with us. They must be an independent that's wanting to run.
Well, and this is important that you raise this because just to clarify for those that may not have seen our video this morning, one of the clauses in the Canada Elections Act is the fact that a registered party may only register one candidate for that party in any riding for an election. So to your point, and this is why this is important, just so everybody understands, is that you're already the candidate of record for the Libertarian Party, and you were the candidate of record back in June, as you said. So if there's people that are going to other towns and knocking on doors and saying, I need signatures on behalf of the Liberal Party of Canada, or sorry, the Libertarian Party of Canada, and they're not your people, then the question is okay, so someone, to your point, someone is falsely representing that. And that's actually a violation of another section of the Canada Elections Act that we talked about on the video, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is an ongoing issue too. Like, this isn't just a problem that was happening in like later July where, okay, maybe someone was making a mistake or something. No, this is as active as 3 days ago when I was in Linden. I had 5 people confirm to me to this fact as well too. So this is still ongoing. I don't know, like I haven't been in the south of the riding in a couple of days here since then. So I don't know if that's still ongoing, but me and the team are probably going to be hitting those areas again, either tomorrow or Sunday, and we're gonna find out if that's still ongoing even today. And
are these like actual doors that you've knocked on?
Yes.
Now, one thing that would be, I think, very useful, should Elections Canada decide to investigate this, is if they actually have any, video doorbells that may have captured, this type of interaction, that would be very useful to Elections Canada.
Well, even statements, like if I can get someone that is willing to help me make a statement on this, that they've seen this or this person's come up to them, like it's getting to be a big problem now that it's, like I said, we've crossed to almost to 50 people now that have said this. So to us, this is an issue that needs solving.
50 people.
Yeah.
It would explain something. And again, we're both just hypothesizing here, but it would explain some of the questions that are out there on social media, such as, there was this belief that the longest ballot wouldn't have any chance in Battle River Crowfoot because no one would want to support them. So it would explain some of that postulation, because if nobody did indeed want to support them, and then they started impersonating as other parties or representing other parties, that's possible how they were able to collect these signatures. And again, if there's no name on the top of those signature pages, that allows them to do it.
No, if that stuff's happening, like stuff's got to change. Is all I know. Like I might not be in favor of like what Pierre Poilievre was wanting to do about the 1,000 names, because that's gonna hurt smaller parties in my opinion. But there's simple things like fact checking on like one, you can sign for one person, or make it so that another thing that I've heard is that other people have been signing other people's elections documents as well too, where they've been signing and also running at the same time. In my opinion, I think that needs to go as well too. That could easily fix 90% of the issues that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because we need to make the election accessible for the parties that are not necessarily mainstream, because the whole point of this is to allow other people of other perspectives, other political affiliations, to actually have a chance at winning a seat in Parliament. That's the whole point of our democracy, no matter who you are, no matter what party you represent. It should be a relatively fair playing field. And the fact that these guys are doing this in the name of electoral reform, all they're doing is they're compromising the ability for people, especially people with disabilities, to actually vote. So they're violating their Charter's 3 rights. And in my opinion, based on what you've been describing, they're compromising your ability as a candidate to even run.
Yeah. And honestly, I think there's also a big concern here as well, too, about like how big the ballot is going to be. Because I've talked to a lot of people in Drumheller, and if anybody knows any of the bigger cities in this riding, it's full of retired people. And I'm worried that in favor of, instead of making the ballot extremely big, that they're actually going to decrease the font. And my big problem is a lot of these people that are in retirement here in Drumheller, they don't have the best eyesight. And I'm worried that this is going to become an issue where, you know, if they use extremely small font for some of these ballots, that some of these people might be spending 30 or so minutes at the polling office. And that's unfair to the voters as well, too, where it, like you were saying about a handicap, that makes it unfair to a lot of the people that are predominantly living in this riding.
Well, and that's not an unfounded concern, because you may or may not be aware, but just in case our voters are not aware, the Chief Electoral Officer, Stefan Pearl, actually testified at committee in the fall, where he told committee that if something isn't done, and this was back in November, if something isn't done, they can't increase the size of the ballot anymore. They are going to have to look at shrinking the font in order to fit more names on that ballot. So it's not an unfounded concern at all. And to your point, this creates a lot of problems with seniors, with people with dyslexia, and people 100%. With many other types of disabilities, both intellectual and physical. And it's just disgusting that this is happening. And this is not a partisan 100%. Issue, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a partisan issue. If these people, in my opinion, I even said this in one of my statements, that if they wanted to run like a serious campaign, it wouldn't be an issue of mine. They should have, honest to God, supported 1 or 2, maybe even 3 candidates that had a strong platform, that lived in the riding to push, electoral reform. This just makes them look childish, especially with them partnering with the Rhino Party as well, too. Like, it's literally parody. It's not to be taken seriously, in my opinion.
Well, we will continue to investigate. We will continue to watch, and we'd be interested in hearing back from you once you do your next circuit and what you've actually found out. It'd be great to connect again later in the campaign. And
yes, we will do that.
In the meantime, good luck with your door knocking. Good luck with your support, and we wish you all the luck in the race.
Thank you, man. Enjoy your day.
There's some good news in this. This interview that recorded with Michael actually was recorded last night, but as of this morning, we've heard from some people associated with Elections Canada that they may actually not be giving people this massive ballot with these tiny names on it. Sounds like what they're going to do is they're going to have the full list of candidates posted, and every voter is going to be given a special ballot, meaning what they will do is literally write in the name of their candidate according to what is on the list. That way, there's going to be no mistaking who they actually want to vote for. So the ironic thing is the longest ballot made the ballot so long that there's going to be no ballot at all. How ironic is that? But the allegations that we are discussing in this video, they are some serious infractions here, folks. This is now crossing into the line of deliberate criminal activity if this is actually happening. So again, this is even more reason why we need an investigation from Elections Canada and the proper authorities to determine what the heck is happening in our elections. The previous expose centered mainly around the Toronto St. Paul, Montreal, and Carleton by-elections. Now we're getting information directly from Battle River Crowfoot. We need answers, and we need them now.